Hi, in this video I'm going to be talking about different creative variations that you can use for the EFT Set Up Affirmation. You know, that's the one where we go, even though I have this problem, I deeply and completely accept myself. Well, it turns out we can do a lot more creative things than that. My name is Stefan Gonick, expert EFT practitioner, trainer, and soulmate attraction mentor from EFTalive.com. So when we learn the EFT Basic Recipe, we learn the standard form for what we call the setup affirmation. Setup affirmation is what you say as you're tapping on the karate chop point. And the general form is, even though I have this problem, whatever the problem phrase is, I deeply and completely accept myself. So that's the one that Gary Craig teaches. That's the one that people typically use. But we get very creative with that in different ways to handle different kinds of situations, or just to make it more effective and more interesting to us, over time. So the first enhancement is just to make that particular one that I just said a little bit stronger. So even though problem phrase, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Okay, so and usually say this 3 times, right? Even though problem phrase, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. So that makes the I deeply and completely accept myself just a little stronger. Now here's a variation to handle a situation where it's hard to say that I deeply and completely accept myself, or deeply and profoundly love and accept myself, because you may not be feeling that way. Like, well, actually, I don't feel like I deeply and completely accept myself. But lots of times, we can use a phrase that captures the fact that we would like to do that, right? There's not too many people who wouldn't like to deeply and completely accept themselves. And you can say it that way, and that works. So you would change the setup affirmation to, even though problem phrase, I would like to deeply and completely accept myself. Or I would like to deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. And that still works fine. Okay? Even though we have I would like to, the phrase still works, but it's a way you can, but it's in a form that may be more acceptable for you to say. I would like to. Now, there's another one that comes up. Let's say you did something that you feel guilty about, or you feel a little shame about. So it's not that in general you have a hard time saying, I deeply and completely accept myself, or even I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. But maybe you're trying to tap on this thing that you feel bad about yourself a bit, right? So even though I, made that mistake, whatever it was, and you're able to say, I deeply and completely accept myself, I will add the word anyway at the end. It helps start to address the feeling bad about what we did thing, or feeling bad about the issue I have. Whatever it is, if you're feeling a little bit bad, feeling a little about having it or having done something, feeling a little guilty, a little shame, I will add anyway at the end of it. So even though whatever the thing is, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself anyway. Okay? You can see how that anyway is starting to, right off the bat, address the fact that I'm not feeling so good about what I did, or this issue, or whatever it is. So I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself anyway. Another one that's good in that situation, or just to make the statement stronger yet again, and it's nice to change up these different setup affirmations, because otherwise we can do it rote, mechanically, and then it doesn't really have much effect at all. So I like switching things around. So here's another variation that I like a lot, which is, even though problem phrase, whatever it is, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself with kindness and compassion. So we add that ending with kindness and compassion, or with understanding and compassion. And again, it's like, it's already starting to help me feel a little better, even before we start tapping on the whole thing. So I like that one a lot. Now, there's other creative variations that have a different form altogether. Right? Because really this setup affirmation is about affirming something positive. It doesn't have to be that I accept myself, or that I love and accept myself. It could be something different that's still some kind of positively affirming statement. So another one would be, even though problem phrase, whatever it is, I honor my feelings. I honor my feelings. Or I honor how hard this was for me. Or I'm still a good person. Or, this is where you can start getting really creative. These feelings are okay. Anything that is a positive affirming statement can be used as the second part of the setup affirmation. So like my wife, who's also an EFT practitioner, she likes using all these unusual ones that are different from the ones we usually use. And so one of the ones that she likes using, that one is, I honor how hard this was for me, or I honor these feelings, or, I honor my growth, that kind of stuff. So she likes to change it up a lot, which I think is really cool. I like the, putting anyway in the end, or with kindness and compassion at the end a lot. Another variation is, even though it's problem statement, I deeply and completely accept all these feelings. When we're in a place of acceptance, it's much easier to change. When we fight what we're feeling, fight our experience, it actually sort of locks it in place more. This internal battle, this internal conflict makes it harder to move forward. So it's one of these paradoxes that the more I can be accepting of myself, the easier it is for me to move through it and to move forward to a new place. So any kind of acceptance statement about your experience, who you are, things like that are really cool. And it's really helpful to keep changing things around so that you don't just do it rotely. I hear a lot of people do this. Even though a problem phrase, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though this problem phrase, I deeply and completely accept myself. There's this mechanical, I deeply and completely accept myself thing where they're probably almost not even hearing the words anymore. And they're certainly not being impactful. So you want to try and say it sincerely, and switching it around using all sorts of different phrases helps keep it alive, helps you continue to pay attention to that important second half of the setup affirmation, which is the acceptance part, right? So that is really important. So I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any comments, feel free to put them down below. If you have any interesting self-acceptance phrases that you've used, add them to the list. I did a bunch of ones at the top of my head, but there's plenty more where that came from, so it'd be cool to get other people's ideas. So add them in the comments, or if you have more questions about it, be able to answer any questions. And if you like the video, it really helps me to know that if you can click on the like button. In any case, I will catch you on the next EFT Alive video.